Hello everyone, this is Tammy and Data. So I came across this case study, right? And I decided to share a video of how I was able to provide answers to the question. What is the question? The question is, for each analyst, what is the total amount spent towards the project in total? So I want to know, what the business wants to know is that for every analyst that has contributed to one project or the other, they want to know the amount that each person have contributed in total. So this is the data set, right? Let me properly adjust it here. So I'll select it all and I'll click on Alt HOI. Okay, so I have it here. So looking at the project, you see that for each for each project, you can see that there are unique values to them. So for project A, this is the number of analysts that worked on it, and this is the project cost. Okay, so what I want to know is, regardless of the project that it is, I want to just know the total amount spent by each analyst. Now there's a clause to this: provided that towards each project every analyst contributed the same amount. So Sade contributed the same amount as Tayo and Amino as well. So that means we are going to be working with the average amount, right? So to solve this question, I'm going to be using Power Query in Power BI. So I'm going ahead to Power BI now, and I'm going to be getting our data. But before then, I would close it, else it might not show. Okay, so I'll close this now. Don't save. Okay, so now from here, it's a CSV file. So I'm just going to click on Get Data, text/CSV. Then this is the data here, and I'll open it. So let's wait for it to come in. All right, so this is our data, right? And we're going to be taking it right into our Power Query editor by clicking on Transform Data. And then we have it here. Okay, so this is our data. Now the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be splitting this column. Okay, I'll split this text to column so I can be able to count the number of analysts that we have. Remember that we are working with the average, so for this one will be divided by the number of analysts that we have. Same with this and the rest, but I can't do that with them being in the same column. So I have to split them into separate columns. So I'll select the column, I'll right click, and I'll use split text to column. Then by delimiter, the delimiter is the comma. All right, each occurrence of the delimiter, so that it will split Tayo from Sade from Amina. So I click on OK, and I will have them in separate columns. Okay, so that is what I need exactly. So now I need to count the number of analysts that worked on this project. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to be using custom column. Okay, so I'm going to be selecting Add Column, then Custom Column, and I'll be using a formula for that. Okay, I'll be using a formula for that. So the name is the number of analysts, right? Because we want to know the number of analysts. So I'm going to be using list dot null, so that it will count only the null cells, right? Counts, not null counts. Yeah. Then open parentheses. So we're using a curly bracket for this. Okay, then you select the first column, give it a comma, select the second column, select the third column that you want to count, and then the last column. So we are going to be ending it with curly brackets as well, and the parentheses. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, something is wrong with the formula. Let's see what's wrong. List dot no count, not no count. There shouldn't be something wrong with this. Let's see. Okay, so it's actually case sensitive. I didn't know that it's case sensitive, so I changed it from the lowercase to the uppercase. All right, so we have the number of analysts now. Okay, And the next thing that we need to do is to actually get the average costs. Okay, so I want to divide this by the number of analysts, the cost by the number of analysts. So I'm going to be selecting both columns now, right? So I selected this, then shift select this, then I will go to add columns, of course, then standard divide. So this will be divided by the number of analysts. So divide, and it's going to extract the average for me. So let's say average cost for each project. So this is the average cost for each project. That means each of them spent this amount towards this project. Okay, so I'm going to be rounding this using transform round. If I use add column, it's going to give it another column, but I don't want to do that. So I'll be rounding this up, and then we have the average cost now for each project. Okay, now I need to know, we are getting there, I need to know the amount spent by each analyst, right? So I'm going to be selecting all of these columns that have the name of the analyst, right? I'll select all. Then I'm going to unpivot the columns so that they can be in a particular column and have their cost. Can you see? So for Tayo has this, Shade has this. You can see that it's the same amount towards this project A. You can see this is project B. For project B we have 4, and this is the amount that each person has spent on that. So now the last thing is that we want to know the total, right? So I'm going to, you can notice that there are some spaces here. I think that came from when we splitted it. So I'm going to be trimming this. Right click, then you go to transform, then trim, so that I can get rid of the spaces, right? So now let me rename this to name of analyst, right? Analyst. Okay, so we have that. Now let me drag this here. It's not even necessary because we won't be, okay, let me just leave it there. All right, so we want to know the name of the analyst, right? We want to know the name of the analyst and also the total amount that they've spent. So this is where grouping comes in. So we'll go to home, then we'll go to group by the name of the analyst. So what is going to be the name of the new column? That's the total amount spent, right? So we want to know the sum of what? Of the average cost. Okay, so that's what we want to know. There you have it. We have provided answers to the question. So we want to know the highest, right? So let us sort it in the descending order. Yes, Ima got the prize. So Ima has spent the highest amount on projects. And there we have it. We've answered a business question. Or it might not be a business anyways. We've answered a question. We've analyzed the data. So that is how I was able to work on it. And thank you for watching. I hope you learned from it. If you have any question or you have any other comment to contribute to this, please go ahead and drop it in the chats, in the comment section. Thank you.